Hello, my name is Steve Maddox. On October 17, 2015, I was forced to take a man's life in order to save my own. I was charged with first-degree murder, and that night CCW Safe stepped in and defended me through a 2-year period and ultimately a 2-week trial to help clear my name in a self-defense charge. Had I not had the resources, the course would have been me spending the rest of my natural life in jail on a first-degree charge.
My name is Tom, your host with Weapons Education, and this video that you're about to watch happens to be one of the most powerful videos I ever produced, and certainly one of the most powerful videos you should certainly watch from beginning to end, because it affects you directly. If you're concealing a gun and carrying a gun or have a gun in the home for self-defense, imagine or fathom using your gun to save your life because you're about to die and being charged with the highest crime in the state that you live in, capital murder. You're up against life in prison. Just like that. You're alive, bad guy's dead, but you're in prison. What are you going to do? Here is a real story that happens to be a positive story because this man happened to listen, okay? And you need to please listen too, because you want coverage to defend yourself in case you shoot someone in self-defense. Realistically, when you're sitting in a jail cell charged, do you want to depend on the state-appointed attorney? Or do you want to have a true dream team that's going to go and get every possible part of evidence to defend you, to get you out of jail immediately, and to also get you off that charge? With that said, you're about to watch a true story in which CCW Safe, which I've been talking to you about for a good 6 years now. Thank you for listening, Mr. Stephen Maddox. This story is about your life. Let's start right now with a true story of a man who shot someone in self-defense, charged with the highest crime in the state of North Carolina, city of Durham. Within 9 days, he's out of jail because of CCW Safe. $350,000 later, or more, it comes to this. Let's get right into it. Here's the end of the story, and you're going to want to listen to this because I'm going to give you a nice discount on CCW Safe's membership. You have to have this coverage. Here's the video I want you to watch
Today,
now.
A person walks away free from a first-degree murder charge. A Durham man accused of murder said he acted in self-defense. A jury agreed. WRL's Amanda Lamb is here now with his story. Amanda?
Deborah, believe it or not, Steve Maddox is not angry. He doesn't have any hard feelings, but he does want his story to be a cautionary tale about what can happen when people rush to judgment.
Told him what happened, told him where I was.
After a 2-week murder trial where a jury found him innocent, Steve Maddox knows he's a lucky man.
Most people don't walk away from a first-degree murder.
Maddox and Kelly Wilkerson belong to the same motorcycle club. Maddox says they had an ongoing conflict and that Wilkerson attacked him in a bathroom at a convention center in Wilson in October 2015.
After that, it took about 4 guys to finally pull him off of me.
Minutes later, the fight continued in the parking lot.
He grabbed me and threw me up against the cars.
With help from others, Maddox got away and called 911. Wilkerson then attacked a 3rd time, throwing Maddox to the ground.
And what did you do?
I discharged my firearm a total of 5 times.
He was a wonderful man. He loved motorcycles.
WRL spoke to Wilkerson's wife, Adia, shortly after the shooting. She witnessed it and testified at trial.
I ran in the direction of the shots, and my soulmate was laying on the ground.
Maddox says he fired in self-defense.
There's no doubt that I would have died out there that night.
Maddox believes the truth prevailed because he had resources and good attorneys on his side.
Had I not had the resources to go back and challenge the state I would be sitting in jail for the rest of my life.
Now, Maddox truly believes his case is the exception, that there are plenty of people who don't have good legal representation and they end up pleading guilty, sometimes even when they're not guilty. Now, Wilkerson's wife did testify in court and she said she forgives Maddox. That was very important to him. I also reached out to Wilson County District Attorney Robert Evans. He says that Maddox has been acquitted by a jury of his peers, and Deborah, he considers this case closed.
What an incredible story. Amanda Lamb, live in our newsroom. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that was a good ending. And, of course, all good endings come with a huge price. And that one was a massive amount of money, over $350,000, a massive amount of teamwork, which you're about to see in this video, the whole story. And you're going to hear from the actual person who had to sit on house arrest for 2 years, wondering his fate. CCW Safe paid all of his fees, and he was out of jail within 10 days. Then 2 years of wondering his fate, while CCW Safe, with no deductibles, no hidden fees, nothing, paid for all of his dream team expenses. This is the best coverage there is out there. I'm about to show you a side-by-side comparison of the cost of different competition companies, and there's a lot, and I'm not going to name them all, but CCW Safe is by far the best, and past tense proven the best. Is $125,000 enough if you had that much liquid cash to defend yourself? And sitting in a jail cell, can you defend yourself? And no. Let's look at this chart now, but you're going to want to click the link below. There's a 10% discount for you to sign up. You really want to have coverage in case you shoot someone in self-defense. Like Mr. Maddox listened, you're going to want to please listen too. I can't fathom carrying a gun without coverage for unlimited legal fees. Let's look at this right now. This is a portion of the video where you may want to freeze frame it and take a look at this quick comparison chart. What we have here, everything in red is a red flag. And on the left hand side is CCW Safe. And then as we go to the right, there's some of the other people in the industry. So if you've got an existing contract, you can just call them and say, hey, here's one here, top dollar offered for a bond. Okay, CCW, green, $1 million, that's good. If your company is 250 or heaven forbid 25K or 250K or 500K, you want to go with the million, obviously. So I'm going to briefly run down this real quick. Let's do it. You can choose a plan for $179. So this is just the ultimate plan for all 50 states. This includes people in states that do not require a permit. There's plans that are less money for, like I just said, $179 a year for the person, and that plan is called the Defender Plan. And when you click the link below or in the top right of your screen, you go to their website and you'll see the Defender Plan, and for $179 a year, you're covered. And if you want to add your spouse, well then you're at $279 a year. But this is just for the highest level, and in case you're in one of those states that does not require a concealed carry permit. Okay? Now let's go down the line. Does your company cover all use of force responses? Okay? Green, CCW. Red, 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 and then green. So you can read all this on your own. Will it defend a member through a complete murder one trial, as we've been seeing in this video, and spend over $350,000? Green, CCW, yes, past tense proven, as you've seen in this video. No, 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 from everybody else. Top dollar offered for a bond bail fee. $1 million, everyone else is much less, all red. Cap on criminal defense fund. No cap. Capped. This one's no cap. Capped. Capped. You see anything in red? Red flag. We're all green with CCW. It's not even close. Okay, and freeze frame this and read some of these other things. But right here, cap on defense funds and civil damages. This is huge. No cap. And other competition companies have caps. And this one says no cap, but only in members in 19 out of 50 states. So freeze frame this, look at it. Did you ever think about the cleanup cost of a body if you shot someone in self-defense? It's covered in the ultimate plan. With the ultimate plan, you also have an app on your phone which will warn you if you're in a high crime area. Most of us know that every area could be a high crime area, but this app is really unique and it's just been launched. The whole website's been revamped and we're very proud of this new app. So that comes with the ultimate plan also, and you'll be alarmed. If you're in a high crime rate area, be on the lookout. We should always be on the lookout, but it's really cool you get the app with it also. We know it's not cheap to defend yourself. We also know that you do not want to have a state attorney appointed for yourself. What you want is to have coverage, so heaven forbid you shoot someone in self-defense, you call the phone number and you say, I'm leaving it up to them. And that's what Mr. Maddox did, and they saved his life. They literally saved his life. He did not have to do a plea deal. And a plea deal would have meant, what, instead of life, 40 years in prison, 30 years in prison for a crime he was not guilty of? That's what happens in 90% of cases. People are charged with this type of crime. They just do a plea deal. They don't have the money. The state attorney appointed for them, they don't care. They're not going to go beyond leaps and bounds what CCW Safe did to keep this man from ever going to jail. No one walks out of a capital murder charge without a dream team of attorneys. And this man did. It's huge. Now, the man who protected Mr. Zimmerman from going to jail, his name is Mr. West. The attorney is the attorney who was a huge part and the leader of this case. Let's hear from Mr. West now, the lead attorney for the Stephen Maddox case. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Don West, National Trial Counsel for CCW Safe. On Saturday night, October 17, 2015, CCW Safe member Stephen Maddox was attacked in the parking lot of a small convention center in Wilson, North Carolina. Stephen had to defend himself and wound up shooting his attacker several times. Unfortunately, Stephen's attacker died, and that evening Stephen was arrested for murder. As soon as Stephen contacted CCW Safe, we knew this was a self-defense case, pure and simple. That didn't mean it would be easy, but we clearly knew this had to be defended aggressively and that the only way that justice would be served would be if we presented an effective self-defense case. As soon as we got experienced criminal trial lawyers in place, they took over the defense with CCW Safe's assistance. Within a few days, they were able to schedule a bail hearing, and ultimately Stephen was granted bail in the amount of $500,000. CCW Safe met with the bail bondsman and provided the bail premium so Stephen could get out of jail. And CCW Safe provided funds to hire an experienced homicide investigator who immediately went to work identifying and locating witnesses, most of whom had never been interviewed by law enforcement. CCW Safe provided funds for expert witnesses, including a computer expert to help resolve a significant issue regarding the video surveillance system at the convention center, where it was ultimately clearly demonstrated that the conclusions previously drawn by law enforcement were completely incorrect and unreliable. CCW Safe provided funds for a toxicology examination of the deceased's blood and demonstrated his use of controlled substances around the time of the incident. CCW Safe provided funds for a use of force PTSD expert who examined the evidence, met with Stephen, and was prepared to testify in Stephen's defense regarding the circumstances and reliability of giving a detailed statement immediately following a traumatic event. CCW Safe provided funds to retain a preeminent forensic pathologist who examined the state medical examiner's autopsy report, the photographs and x-rays, and concluded that there were several critical mistakes in those findings. CCW Safe also provided funds for a jury consultant who was able to do real-time investigation during jury selection and to assist the defense team with up-to-date social media information relevant to jury selection. CCW Safe also provided funds for an experienced paralegal to assist during the trial with state-of-the-art presentation software that helped the defense team have immediate access to the hundreds and thousands of pages of reports, photographs, and video evidence that could be displayed before the jury efficiently and effectively. In fact, Stephen candidly remarked during a post-trial interview that without CCW Safe's help, he would likely be bankrupt or in jail, but probably both.
Pretty powerful stuff. The link is below for you to sign up. There's a 10% discount code there for the life of this video, so it'll save you some money. You're going to probably want to choose the plan that's the ultimate plan. The ultimate plan is right now at the timing of this video, and it's got a 10% discount code below. It's about, you pay it monthly or yearly, whatever you want. It's about $42 a month, but that's ultimate. It will not only give you massive amounts of coverage for a civil defense and criminal defense, but it will also cover your spouse if she has a permit, and it will cover the ultimate plan, that is. It will cover if you have a teenager in the home, heaven forbid, one of your 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds gets one of your guns and you're out for dinner and the kid's home alone and there's a robbery or something and he shoots someone and he's charged with murder. He's covered. That's the ultimate plan. Or for the 179, you can choose the 179 plan. Now remember, it's available in all 50 states now. So without getting into too much detail about the memberships, you're going to have to click the link and see what's appropriate for you, because there's some states that do not require a permit. In those 14, 15 states or so that pertains to you, like Vermont, then what you want to do is go to that section of the website and buy that contract, okay? Because now we're available in all 50 states. So buy the contract that pertains to you. You can get one for $180, you can get one for $500, the ultimate plan. You can get one if you have a concealed weapons permit, preferably is what we like. But if you're in a state that does not require one, you can also get a plan. So you want to look at all the options. Click on the link below and use the 10% discount code. Here is a 55-second clip, and listen closely. Is $125,000 enough? Now we know real past tense what the true cost is, $300,000 to $400,000. And let's hear it from an expert right now.
When I look at it, the fact that CCW Safe they spent over $300,000 on Stephen's defense and needed every penny of it. And so, one thing I think I would caution people about when looking at the different options they may have, $125,000, while it is a lot of money, when you're talking about a first-degree murder charge or even a manslaughter charge, that money is going to be used up very quickly, and there are certain aspects of your defense that are going to be woefully inadequate because you simply ran out of money.
Okay, so click the link below. You get your 10% discount code is below, and remember that the ultimate plan is $500 a year approximately, and then you can get other plans that are less money. Choose the plan that's perfect for you, but get some sort of coverage for yourself. This way, heaven forbid, you have to use your weapon in self-defense. You don't have to have the stress of paying for the legal fees. Let's hear from the man himself, Mr. Stephen Maddox, on what he has to say about his ordeal. Please sign up below. The link is below.
Hello, my name is Steve Maddox. On October 17, 2015, I was forced to take a man's life in order to save my own. I was charged with first-degree murder, and that night CCW Safe stepped in and defended me through a 2-year period and ultimately a 2-week trial to help clear my name in a self-defense charge. From day one, CCW Safe stood by my side and defended me through a first-degree murder charge. They believed in me. They believed in looking at the facts. And almost 2 years later, after being cleared of a first-degree murder charge by a jury of my peers, CCW Safe is still defending me. They're still standing right here by me. They're providing emotional support, as well as a bunch of other support for me and my family. You can't put a price tag on that type of service. As a CCW Safe member, there was not one time that I saw an invoice and had no idea on the amount of costs that was paid on expert witnesses, investigational work, and lawyers. Not once did I see one invoice. Not once did anybody pressure me about the amount of money that was being spent to help clear my name. They believed in me, they stood by me, and they looked at the facts. And it was clear to them that this was a self-defense case. Not one time did they ask me to contribute anything from my personal funding to help towards the hundreds of thousands of dollars that was used to clear my name. Not once. I received top-notch expert witnesses, a first-class investigational team, and my lawyers had access to some of the best defense lawyers in the country at no cost to me as a CCW Safe member. Absolutely no cost. Had I not had the resources, the cost would have been me spending the rest of my natural life in jail on a first-degree charge.